to another edition of the Sonos PC podcast /vlog with Rob Adamas here on YouTube and my website, www.sonopcpodcast.com. As you can see, I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of Canadian symbols for a good reason. I decided to do this show very specifically on some things that have come up in the last few days that require putting all that out to you. And really speaking personally to the awakened people out there, because you have a job ahead of you. So let's take a look at what today's topic was going to be, and that is in regards to vote rigging. Now, a lot of research has shown, mine included, that the 2015 election, Canada's election, was rigged. Votes changed. Miraculously, votes were appearing out of nowhere. Well, the similarities as to the players involved with that is unfortunately very much aligned to what was going on in the 2016 US election. George Soros, who many of you know, main perpetrator in all of that with his Smartmatic voting machines in the States. Here as well, now they're under a guise of different names in order to hide the fact that he actually owns them. Still does. So, didn't work out well for Hillary Clinton in 2016, fortunately. However, we in Canada did not have the same divine intervention up here. So, considering the election is only 4 months out, I wanted to kind of bring a summary to specifically what is going on, which most of you know, but these reminders are important because we cannot forget them leading up to this election, which everyone must get out and vote. Because the venting on social media is just a very small thing for people to really do. It doesn't do an awful lot of good other than you make what you feel known. That's about it. So, that said, Bill C-76, which Trudeau and the Libtard party put through, of course, against everyone's wishes, to allow 2.8 million non-residents of Canada, meaning if you haven't even lived here in 50 years, you can now vote. Treason? I don't even know what to speak about this anymore because the criminal code is very clear in Canada as to what treason is. And Trudeau and the Liberal MPs, 46 again, of whom are not even born in Canada. No real ties here. This activity can no longer go on. I'm sick and tired of the venting. I'm sick and tired of the non-actions of people. And please understand, what I'm saying here is not an indictment of individuals. It's not even an indictment of Canada overall. However, for those of you who have YouTube channels, much like I do, or you're putting on town hall meetings or getting together with groups of people in your area to speak about these things, going and protesting, whether it's the Yellow Vest or whatever group or individuals are going out there and protesting, believe me, I respect all of you for that because you're taking actions. The fact is, when I see and hear what goes on a daily basis in my research for these types of topics, my heart sinks because I see Canada as a pushover country, much in the way that Sweden has become. Cucks. Now, you can love your country as we do all day long, every single day. But if you do nothing in response to what Justin Trudeau and his Libtard MPs are doing to us on a daily basis, well, you know what? You're as treasonous as they are. Now, that may be more of an indictment. But if you can't listen to truth, well, then I suppose that maybe you should run for political office with the Liberal Party then. Here's what we need to do. You've got illegals and so-called refugees, which really is just a fancy name for illegals, okay? Whether they're from Syria or wherever they're from, it doesn't matter. The fact is, they now have the ability to vote in our country without photo ID. You see how the deck is being stacked against real Canadians every single day. Yet there are people still out there. They're so unawakened in this country. I am going to put it out there to you. I speak to people every single day because of the importance of this matter. Now, whether you use my videos, whether you use your own, whether you sit down over coffee with anybody, you need to get out there and you need to present facts to people. Besides the fact of 2.8 million non-residents, all these illegals with no photo ID to vote, $600 million bailout. And everybody on that so-called panel are people and groups that fund the Liberal Party. Again, here we are getting these things thrown in our face. How is this even fair? Well, life never said that it was going to be fair all the time for us. This is a fight. This is a spiritual battle. This is a war of many different varieties. And if you don't get this yet, there's nothing I can say really more about that. Here's the deal. What I said. Take that evidence. I've put a lot of stuff out on Facebook today in regards to George Soros and all his left-leaning groups and organizations he funds in order to win, meaning rig voting in other countries. We know that the 2020 U.S. election is going to be rigged, and hopefully President Trump will win again against all odds, as he did in 2016. That's where I talk about divine intervention, which is why faith with your actions daily is what is going to make the difference in Canada, so that Trudeau and the Liberal Party don't even have party status. 37 million Canadians have that power. So for all of those people out there that you personally know that are siding with the Liberals or the NDP perhaps, another terrorist sympathizer in Jagmeet Singh, Theresa May, she wants to align with the Liberals because she knows she's just out in Fruitcakeville. Yeah. So whoever is siding with the Green Party, you might want to really take a serious look at her behavior and the words she actually says, because it has nothing to do with environment whatsoever. Facts. Facts are going to win this out, along with the votes. So, I'm not here to make this a long video. This is about the vote rigging. We know it's happening, and it's going to happen. But what can we do to counteract it? I think you hear enough on social media. I think you have enough information within your conversations with like-minded and like-hearted people. So you need to use that as its own version of ammunition and get out there. Because when you talk to one person, that's 2 people now. 2 people go out there, that's 4. Then it's 8, then it's 16. It keeps doubling. You have to understand, this is basic math. But if you sit back and do nothing but just bitch on social media, that does nothing. Because we know that there's Facebook trolls, Google trolls, there's a multitude of stories just today with undercover video of Google executives laughing on how they're going to rig the 2020 election against President Trump. You don't think that they're going to try that up here as well? It's run by the same people who rig every voting in every country. You think they get up in front of Congress or the Senate or anyone else and that they don't lie? That's who they are. You've watched for almost 4 years Justin Trudeau lie through his teeth. because he knows no other way, because that's who he is. So, you all have jobs to do. And I know amongst all of us who work regular jobs, this is beyond a lot of time and effort for us. But let's face it, if you don't, the country's done for. So, like always, I say this every single time because I have such a heart for all of you, for all of Canada. This has been the toughest thing for me in my life, next to health problems with family members. And that is watching our country go downhill so fast, I can't even fathom it. But I see it for what it is, but it's salvageable. So, I hope that you take this video, you show it to other people. I'm not here to be mad at everybody. That's not the point. I'm just sending a message out in one form. In this case, my YouTube channel. Because I care that much about this country. And it belongs to us, not just the handful. So, please, if you haven't already subscribed, share the videos, subscribe to the channel, like, and just keep sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing. That's what the show is all about. So, until the next show, God be with you and your family in all things.